Hey guys, what's going on? True follower here. Anyways, I put a video together earlier. I was talking about the like mysterious stranger concept. Like there has been somebody else I believe said it. I don't remember who said that. They probably get the credit for it, but saying that the mysterious strangers are time travelers, and I really believe that. I think that Vault Tech would have had the technology to do that, and somehow they linked the signal of everybody that would be wearing a Pip Boy as one of their Vault residents. They can harness that GPS location or wherever they're at, and yeah, I would think that they could go there. This is a little clip of something I was wanting to show you guys. See that right there? The eye of the Oculus. The Oculus. And then notice that's what I couldn't pronounce earlier. Yeah, right there. I couldn't pronounce that like at all. I don't know how you say that. But anyway. And you can tell that has the eye at the very top of that. Oculus. Anyway, nobody can go copyright my stuff now because I got a proof of it. I made it right here. This is, what is it, February. Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can look this up real quick. February 27th of 2023. And I came up with the eye of the Oculus thing myself. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is, but it ties in with the, I think they call it Quoriverum. Quoriverum? I don't know how you say that. But anyway, you can look that up. It's a Fallout thing. There was only 3 members of it originally, well 4, but the 4th guy was a double agent, and he was setting it up so that way the Enclave basically could crash their little party and mess it up where they couldn't, because they were trying to reveal secrets pretty much of the Enclave and blow the lid off of it that the Enclave was actually a real thing. So the Enclave would have automatically tried taking these guys out. So what I'm thinking is somehow that dude, what's his name? Underwood. Yeah. Can't think of it. I should have wrote his name down. Anyways, his last name's Underwood. If you look up Fallout and the last name Underwood, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And that secret organization it means seek the truth or something like that is what Quoriverum means or whatever. And I believe they would have somehow linked in. I wouldn't say they got linked in with the. Maybe they did get linked in with the Zayton aliens, but I would think they're more linked in with Vault Tech, and I think Vault Tech, believe it or not, it's going to sound crazy, but I think Vault Tech is almost like they had a hand in, like almost like Area 51 type thing, and the Enclave could have got into their secrets, but then I'm saying they even have secrets upon those secrets that are like classified top secrets that they don't even let hardly any of their own employees even know. It's like Area 51. You go to Area 51, more than likely, it's not about the aliens in our universe. I'm not talking about just Fallout universe. Like Area 51 is advanced technologies from medicine to cell phone technologies to interdimensional stuff, if that even is a real thing, to super high-tech stuff with technologies for weapons, space exploration things, all that kind of stuff. It's probably way more advanced than that, and people want to go there because of the whole alien thing, and whoever started that created a conspiracy for people to want to go to Area 51, and that's not, I'm sure there's probably some of that there too, but it's not as big, and that's not the main thing that's behind the scenes. the biggest thing of Area 51 is a spaceship and bodies from aliens that they took from a ship or something like that. I totally don't believe that's a real thing. They could have, but in due time, I think that stuff would have, probably been it probably wouldn't be good today. The the genetic material would have you carbon date stuff, and bodies decompose after so long. So even alien bodies, if that is a thing. Now we got something about the government revealing that aliens are real or something, this and that, in the last couple of years. But anyway, it could be. I'm not going to say it ain't. I've seen few things that kind of raise suspicions, but anyway. But back to the Fallout thing, the Zetan aliens are a real thing for Fallout anyway, and we know that because we've seen them when we play the games as any of the Fallout characters. And now the Fallout New Vegas, you only can see the aliens if you have the Wild Wasteland perk, which I don't know why that would be a perk. I think you should be able to see the alien thing if it's a real thing, not because you got a certain perk in the game. That is one of the perks I didn't agree with, of having the aliens come onto the map, only if you have the Wild Wasteland perk for Fallout New Vegas. Other than that, I will admit Fallout New Vegas has some of the best gameplay. It does, but not because of the actual mechanics of the game. The choices and the story is pretty good for Fallout New Vegas, but I'm still gonna say Fallout 4, because the building your own base deal where you can build settlements, that's cool. That's Fallout 4 was the first game they did that with, so that's why I like that, and I like to build stuff. So that's just my own personal preference because of the building. But for the whole Fallout universe, I think Fallout 4 has the best power armor concept, because that really seems like what the other games would have had if the gaming mechanics were available then. So I think Fallout 4 has mastered, when they put the power armor together and how you get in and out of it and all that, I think they've mastered that. Now, I don't necessarily agree with the fusion cores. To me, they run out way too quick. If you're supposed to be using this power armor to go through to the glowing sea and stuff like that for any missions, I don't know why you'd have to have that many deals, have that many fusion cores. But I think a fusion core, they should have made it where there's a way to recharge your fusion core. It's that far into the Fallout timeline, somebody would have figured out how to charge the fusion cores, and they would have been built, like people that build stuff already. There's people that's building and manufacturing and taking some of the old technology and mixing it with a new crafty way of enhancing it some way. There's enough scientists, in Fallout, somebody, and engineers, somebody would have figured that out, how to charge the fusion cores. And the Brotherhood of Steel, think of it. What do they got? 30 billion lifetimes worth of fusion cores just stacked up in their Peridwin? No, because you don't see that. If they had stacks of boxes in one spot in the Peridwin, it was like an entire wall, and it said fusion core on every box, then okay, I'd believe it then, because they got a dang gigantic stockpile of fusion cores, and they implemented that into the game. And even if they put it where it's like part of the wall, you don't have to even interact with it. It could have just been a design of one of the walls looking like that's crates of fusion cores. So, because a lot of them guys wear their power armor like dang near 24/7, So, but back to the whole Oculus thing. Like I'm saying, I think I don't want to say too much about the eye of the Oculus, but we'll just, from my last video, if you're smart enough, you put it together. The eye of the Oculus, and there's a ship or vessel or some kind of facility that is able to move, but in the center of the eye of the Oculus itself is controlled by Vault-Tec. Corey Virum has become bigger. We'll just say that because I believe Underwood is not dead. In fact, I believe he's probably going to end up being like, he's not going to be an NPC that I would let your character interact with so you can kill him. I think he'll be an NPC that will maybe Skype you from a computer screen because he's inside of a certain area. He says he don't go outside that facility. Some of my agents will take care of you. There will be 3 agents that will meet with you. One of them will give you the passcode. That way, when you go out of the room and you come back in, right after seeing that one guy, all of a sudden there's a note on the table. But it could have been any of the 3, but you'll figure it out. You'll see which NPC guy it was that was the last one in the room, and that's who leaves the note on the table with the passcode on it. So you can use the Eye of the Oculus. I'm not going to tell you what it's for, but it has a lot to do with the mysterious stranger. So anyway, that's what I'm going to put together. Now, Bethesda, you can use my ideas. I'm here all day. I got thousands and more of them just stacked up, just waiting. Like ghouls. There's been a big old controversy about ghouls. Do they eat? Yeah. Could some of them possibly be fully immortal? And they might occasionally eat, but maybe their body doesn't need the nutrients. If they're a ghoul, their body is deteriorating, it's rotting. Maybe they don't need to eat because it doesn't do anything. It doesn't regenerate anything for them. Now, if it's a glowing ghoul, they have that regenerating property because they can turn around and do that energy burst thing, whatever, and it regenerates the other ghouls that you just killed back to life. I swear I've seen that in Fallout 4. So I'm pretty sure that's true. And I think we should have red glowing ones, not just green glowing ones, red glowing ones. Red glowing ones would be the evolutionary step of the highest level of ghoul you can get before you're pretty much dead. And if you become a red glowing feral ghoul, there's no turning back. Like, once you've reached that level, you can't be turned back. So even a glowing ghoul, a green glowing ghoul, with the right medications and the right stuff, there's going to be a certain process. It has to do with like 4 or 5 different things. It has to happen for the ghoul at different stages of a ghoul's level, from going from regular ghoul to feral ghoul or glowing ghoul or whatever. All these different stages. But once you get to a red glowing ghoul, they haven't came up with a feasible medicine to alter that ghoul's DNA. And I think the ghouls could have with certain properties of certain medicines, it could enhance their red and white blood cells and make it where their tissues can become regenerative, and the brain could redevelop, and any memories that's still in there that part of the brain wasn't rotted away, it can have its life back. Like, that person can basically regenerate all the way fully back to its original human form, but only in certain cases, because certain blood types of certain people could cause that ghoul to not take the medicine, and it could end up killing the ghoul at regular ghoul stage. We're not even talking feral. Just a regular ghoul. They take this medicine, and you go in the room 20 minutes later, and they're laying on the door next to a bunch of slobber where they just died. And all this slobber just came out of their mouth. And they're dead. And what that results is because their blood type was different, and the medicines doesn't work for certain people. Just like in real life, certain medicines don't work for certain people. And some people, they will. And then there's some people that are allergic to certain properties and different compounds and stuff that's in medicines and stuff, and it causes them to have a different reaction. So I believe there is a way to put it into Fallout 5, the one I'm writing anyways, right in there on my table, that ghouls, some, not all, but some, have that possibility to take certain medicines that's in the game that I'm creating, anyways, for Fallout 5. If Bethesda doesn't want to use it, then that's cool. I'm going to still post it. I'm going to write it, and I'm going to post it out there. So it's like, hey, look, this is what could have been Fallout 5 then, since Bethesda doesn't want to be like, hey, because I called them the other day and talked to some lady that she wasn't actually for Bethesda, but it's the other company that's connected with Bethesda, and said that, oh, well, Bethesda doesn't source out from outside people. You have to be an employee. I'm like, well, how do I become an employee? I mean, because how can I become the writer for Bethesda for the Fallout series? Well, they already got it. That's common sense, the answer right there. They already have a dude that's writing it, but him and whoever keeps putting all these missions together for like Fallout 4, maybe they should talk a little bit more when they decide to go with whatever they're putting in the game, so that way we all, they all match up, stories match. We don't have certain things over here conflicting with something over here. Everything goes together in the actual story, because I'm doing that with all of it. And a little hidden factor, I don't want to lay it all out and tell you everything about what I'm wanting in the game, but you won't just play as just one character in my Fallout 5. You'll play as the character you design. That's you. The main character you design is you, but you will actually get to play some parts of the game as a secondary character and what that person's story does. And anywhere that person's story entwines with your original character of you, there's a few parts where it could happen, but not very often. But the main part of the, pretty much, I guess you could say, close to an ending of 7 to 8 to 9 possible ways that the game could end for my Fallout 5, you will end it as the main character you designed from the beginning. Because that makes sense. There's not a possible way you can end the game as the secondary character. Something in the game, you'll go to a certain part somewhere on the map, and it causes an event to happen, just like it did when the Enclave discovered he was in Vault 87 in Fallout 3. And you just got the Gek, and you met Fox, and then next thing you know, the game takes over, and you can't move. And then next thing you know, the screen goes black, and you wake up, and you're in the Raven Rock. They took you from wherever you were and transported you to a whole other place, and the game took over the mechanics for that part and placed you in a different spot. So it looks like you were not kidnapped, but you were taken from here to there, and the game mechanics shut off for the moment because you can't do nothing about it. The game just does it. Same concept, same exact thing. You're playing as your main character, and then you get trapped. Building collapses, ceiling collapses in, make an event where something like that happens. It looks like your character gets possibly hurt, but not dead. And then the gaming mechanics all of a sudden takes back over, and you're playing as a second character, and you're like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm playing as a second character in Fallout. Wow. They've never done that before, have they? Hey, Bethesda, take notes. I'm just saying, bro. Like, I want to actually come work for you guys and actually make the Fallout stories. I'm very creative. Do I have a PhD? Am I a college graduate? Do I got all these degrees to be a successful writer? I don't have the degrees, but I could be a successful writer, especially for Fallout. I know everything. Quiz me. Find another YouTuber. Quiz me. What happened with blah, 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 blah in Fallout? And I bet you I know the answer. And if I don't, I can find it within minutes. So anyway, the bottom line is this. I'm making Fallout 5, my version, just on paper. I have the freedom to write whatever I want, and I can get it published. Will it become a video game? No, it won't, unless Bethesda makes it happen. So anybody that wants a great Fallout 5, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, Fallout 5, a great story for Fallout 5, convince them. Somebody in Bethesda's got to be like, hey man, maybe we do need someone else to write these stories. Like this dude on YouTube, I saw him. He's always wearing one of these hats that looks just like this, and he's constantly talking about Fallout. Maybe we should at least pull him in and just see whatever he's got on them pieces of paper he keeps talking about all over his table in his kitchen. because that's where it stays. And yes, Midnight, my cat, doesn't mess with it. She's going to be in Fallout 5 too, but she's going to be a Black Panther named Midnight as a companion. Why do we always have to have a dog? Dog meat, Rex. Dog meat. There's no guarantee that there's no possible way in the world that one Black Panther could not be alive and tame. That somebody else tamed it, and then when you come in as whoever you are in Fallout 5, whoever you design your character to be, the Panther takes a liking to your character, coincidentally. That could happen. Anyways, guys, I really want you guys to start liking my videos. I got 1 like for like a video that I made like, I don't know, a week ago, something like that. I'm kind of getting noticed, you know, just a little bit, like that much. But anyway, I want to be noticed. Like, see that cross? See my ceiling? My ceiling's like at this level. I want to be like up here with all the like the people that make Fallout. That's where I want to be. So anyways, let's make Fallout 5, guys. That's all I got to say about that. So, remember, like my videos. Just kidding. But anyways, guys, I'll talk to you guys later. True follower,